Hello, welcome to Plastic Paddies. This is a podcast hosted by us. We're cousins, two cousins who have got a shared Irish heritage, but we come from different corners of the world. This is the first episode, and we're going to just introduce ourselves and just give you a taste of what you can expect from the show. Well, I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Shauna. British born.
Canadian raised.
We're cousins. We have a deep love and appreciation for Irish culture and our Irish roots. We'll be exploring all things culture, heritage, sharing stories and traditions, and learning more about what it means to be Irish and of Irish descent.
Yeah. Ultimately, we want to create community where people can come together and celebrate their Irishness, learn more about the culture that has influenced so many people around the world. Whether you're a plastic paddy like us or you're simply just interested in learning more about the Irish culture, and if you are actually Irish, then this podcast is for you.
So stick around.
Yeah, so just sit back, relax. Just join us as we embark on this journey of discovery and connection. This is Plastic Paddies, and
we're excited to do it.
Yeah, so excited to have you with us. So thanks.
And hopefully we won't need a script next time.
Yeah, sorry. We just didn't really know how to get into it, like how to, and we wanted to sound a little bit like professional and a little bit like we
know what we're doing, because we don't.
And that we're serious about it, because we are serious about it. Everything that we said in that intro is true. We are extremely proud of our Irish heritage. Mm-hmm. We love Irish culture, and we really are looking for a community of people that love it too.
Yeah, we're just learning as we go.
Exactly. And I do just want to make it clear that we are not like we don't think we know everything about Irish culture. We're not like,
not at all.
We are the be all and end all. We are learning as we go, and we're excited to learn more about it.
Yeah.
So tell everyone, what is our connection to Ireland? How Irish are we?
Well, super new. We're related, obviously. We're cousins, like we said. We're related on my mom's side, your dad's side, and our granny was our great granny.
No, our grandmother.
Yeah, but our great granny lived in Ireland when our parents were growing up.
Yeah,
and our grandma was Irish. Our parents are obviously half Irish, and most of them have their citizenship. I have mine, my Irish citizenship.
I don't have mine yet.
She's working on it.
Working on it, guys.
Yeah.
So our grandmother was Irish, basically. Our wee granny, she was from Belfast. But our granddad, her husband, also has Irish heritage. You also have Irish heritage on your dad's side.
Yep. So I'm extra Irish than you are.
From County Mayo.
Yep.
And then I recently did, well, it was a while ago now, an ancestry DNA test, and it turns out that I have some Irish heritage from my mother's side as well, but that's a story for another time. We'll learn about this as we go, because it's a journey for me as well.
It's a new discovery.
So that's our connection to Ireland. Obviously our parents were born here, and
my mum lived there growing up.
Yeah, her mum did live there growing up, and they did used to visit, but obviously being from Belfast, everybody knows what happened in Belfast in, the 60s.
Before that.
Well, even before that, but it was when everything kicked off, they obviously couldn't go back there anymore. Our granny wouldn't take her kids there, in the middle of everything that was going on. So they lost that connection, really, didn't they? They didn't.
They had some few things, like they got sent fresh shamrock for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, they had a Bible sent. They had Bibles sent over.
My mum went and lived there after all everything kicked off, because there was too many siblings, and so she got shipped off.
Yeah. But ultimately, they they didn't get to visit as much anymore.
And lots of the family left. Lots went to Australia.
Yeah, a lot of the family left and went to Australia. We do have some family there still.
Yeah, but lots left.
Yeah. So it's just something that we want to explore and connect back to, I suppose. I have a brother who, me and him have different dads, and my brother's dad is also Irish. his parents were from Dublin, but he was born in London. But they were a big part of my life growing up. So that was a big connection to Irish culture for me. My brother's dad taught me a lot about Irish culture. He bought me my first claddering. He took me to Irish dancing when I was a kid. So that it's always been sort of in the background of my life that, that's part of my heritage. And he really pushed me actually to learn more about it. He was really like, this is where you come from and you should be proud of it. Yeah, which I do. I feel very proud of it. So yeah, it's just going to be us banging on about being Irish really and how much we love it and learning about it as we go. So stick with us. I'm telling you, it's going to be fun.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, I feel like you said everything.
Yeah. But anyway, how's your week been? Tell me. Let's catch up.
Good.
Yeah.
Playing the drums. Yeah, it was good. I just am on the countdown till I go to Ireland this weekend.
Yeah, she's going to Cork for
St. Patrick's
Day.
Which will be great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to go to Cork. I've never been to Cork.
Yeah. I haven't actually. No, I haven't been to Cork before.
Yeah, everybody.
Rebel County.
At New Year's, we went to Edinburgh and we ran into a million Irish people because there's a big Scotland-Ireland
connection.
Football, rugby game on.
Oh, I see.
Some sort of sporting event on. And yeah, they were like, yeah, Cork's the place to be. We were all very drunk at the time, but they were like, Cork's the place to be for St. Paddy's Day.
Yeah, I work with a woman from Cork. She's lovely. And the accent is, I love a Cork accent. I think a lot of people rip the shit out of it, but I think it's
great.
Yeah, I do like a Cork accent. I'm trying to think if there's anybody that you all know, like an actor or someone that I can tell you who's got a really strong Cork accent.
No, the only Irish actor I know, I know two. The one from Bridgerton, I'm not good with names. The one from Bridgerton, she's short.
Oh,
and
Nicola
she was in Derry
Girls.
Yeah. She's not, I don't know where she's from.
She
is Irish.
Yeah, she's definitely Irish, but maybe she is from Cork. I'm not sure. That's interesting.
And then Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan.
Ronan.
Yeah. I don't actually know where she's
from
either. Yeah, let's look it up. Let's find out. Have you? Oh, who do I know that's got a thick Cork accent? I don't know if there's anyone that's super famous.
Oh, I didn't know Saoirse was American-born.
Is she?
An American-born Irish actress.
That can't be true.
She was born in New York City.
Was she actually?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
She must have grown up in Ireland, though. Because
she has an Irish accent. Yeah.
In the Bronx. Oh, her parents were initially undocumented immigrants who left Ireland due to the recession of the 1980s and struggled economically during their time in New York. Her family moved back to Dublin when Ronan was 3 years old.
So she's from Dublin?
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, I really enjoy the Cork accent. I think it's
Nicola
Coughlan.
I love her.
She's so good. Do you know she's 36?
Really?
I only found this out the other day. Doesn't she look so young for her age?
She looks phenomenal.
I mean, listen, I'm in my 30s. There's nothing wrong with being... Your face doesn't melt off when you get to your 30s. But she looks extra young. I was just like, whoa. I only found out the other day. I was like, 36? I really thought she was in her 20s.
Yeah, she looks
But
amazing.
She's very small as well. She's quite short.
Yeah, but she's like...
And she just has a baby face. Yeah, like she really does have a young face.
She was born in Galway. And then she grew up in Ormonmore.
I've never heard of that place.
Me either.
See, this is why we have to visit. There's so many places that we've never visited before.
It is. Oh, a town near the city of Galway, in County Galway.
I really like Galway. I went there once for my friend's wedding, and hen-do, and then wedding. And it's like countryside, country.
Yeah.
But it's lovely. I really loved it. It was beautiful. When we were driving, just to we had a taxi driver driving us to dinner, and then he drove us out and stuff. and I was like the only English person in the
Car.
everyone else was Irish,
Yeah.
so they were not bothered about like the scenery, like they see it every single
you're
day.
like, wow.
And I was like such a loser, like at the front of the, like I was sat in the front.
Yeah,
I
obviously.
was travel sick, so I was sat in the front, and I was like, oh, just filming all of the views, like
Probably why you were
so
travel
sad.
sick.
They were probably like, get a life, you weirdo.
That was the same when you lived in Canada, though, and you were like, the mountains. I was like, yes, the
Yeah,
mountains.
but it is unbelievable. Like, it's like nothing you've ever seen. And I was born and raised in London, guys. Like, I'm a city girl through and through. So when I go to places where there's like crazy scenery, like nature, I'm always like, just blown away. So yeah. Oh, but you'll have such a good time in Cork, though.
I know, I'm excited.
What are you planning to do? Are you just going to Paddy's Day Festival?
We don't get there until late on Friday.
Are you going straight out?
Yeah. After work, getting on the plane,
Nice.
going out. Wherever the night takes us. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be busy. I don't know if we need to find somewhere to go.
I think it will. I think it'll be busy, definitely.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think it'll be a good time, whatever.
And then, have you got any touristy stuff planned for the, like...
Yeah, we're going to do the Blarney Stone.
Kiss the Blarney Stone?
But apparently, I've already kissed it. And my mom was like, you need to check if it's bad luck to kiss it again.
Oh, yeah.
Which, like, fair.
Yeah, that might be true. How many times can you kiss the Blarney Stone before it's bad luck?
Yeah. So if you know...
You must have been then if you've already kissed it.
Yeah, but listen.
When you were a kid?
Yeah, when I was like...
Oh, I see.
2,
okay.
3.
Oh, okay.
I don't
fine.
remember.
I see what you mean.
I don't count anything I can't remember.
Well, then I feel like you should just do it. If you can't remember kissing it, you can't remember being there.
Yeah.
Just go for it.
My friend went during COVID, and she was like, you kissed the stone, and then some poor guy just, like, sprayed it with some Lysol and wiped it down. Like, it was not the most magical experience.
Yeah, just absolutely ruins the mystery of it all.
Well, yeah, at least they kissed.
That's so funny. How many other places have you visited in Ireland?
The Cliffs of Moher.
Yeah.
Dublin.
Yeah.
Belfast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been... As an adult?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cliffs of Moher, Dublin and Belfast.
Yeah, I think I've only been to Dublin, Belfast, Galway.
I've only been to Dublin and Belfast. And I would count the Cliffs of Moher, because they're so far out, as another place.
Oh. And I've been to Derry as well.
I think I went to, like, Limerick, Galway,
and Wicklow.
County Mayo when I was with my parents, but...
When you were a kid?
Yeah.
But you don't remember?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many more places that I want to visit, and there's so many... Like, I want to get over to Ireland as much as I can. The expense, my God, it's so... Like, you can get a cheap Ryanair flight for 50 quid or whatever return, but the accommodation...
It's so
It's
expensive.
crazy expensive. Like, yeah, it's wild.
But I guess they got to make their money somehow.
I mean, yeah, they do, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, but it's like extortion. Like, come on, guys. But it's the same here. If you're flying from Ireland over to London, ridiculous prices.
But I feel like most
crazy.
Places now, hotels are insane.
Yeah, it's robbery.
You just need
Stay
to
like robbery, guys.
make friends.
Yeah,
Or
any Irish people that wouldn't mind putting us up, for a weekend just here and there.
Yeah,
give us a shout. We'll pay. Not hotel prices, because that's what we're trying to avoid.
We'll play in love and laughs.
Yeah, we'll cook you. I'm a pretty good cook. I'll
bake
you
you
some
something.
stuff. She'll bake,
cook.
some cakes, whatever. We'll
pet your dogs if you have dogs.
Yeah, so we definitely need some Irish connections to like.
Listen, if you're on a farm, I will milk the cows.
Oh, a farm. Yeah, we'll do
chickens.
farm work. Yeah, we'll do all that.
Yeah,
all the animal stuff. We'll do it. What else can we offer? What other services can we offer?
We're just great
to get over there. Yeah, we are just. You can be a guest on the podcast if you want to come on the podcast.
Absolutely.
We'll host it at your house.
Absolutely.
Even. Yeah. We need to. Listen, I plan on living there at some point, at some time.
We're gonna have a family house there.
Yeah, that's like really our dream
is
to just have a house over there that we can go to anytime.
Which you know is controversial because we know that house prices there.
Like, oh yeah. Well, obviously it's not going to be now because house prices are crazy. Well, everywhere they are.
Vacation homes are controversial because you're taking a house away from somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
There. So we just have to.
But I feel like
think how we're going to do it.
Rich people will do it all the time,
and we are not rich people.
No, for sure not. And they don't live there. I feel like if we're using it and when we're there, we're paying taxes in Ireland, and we're spending our money on the island of Ireland. Like, listen, I don't know what to tell you. It's fine. And I know so many Irish people that live here, that have a house in Ireland that is left empty, like, most of the time. So I don't know.
Listen, it's a pipe dream, so it's not happening.
Anyways. That's ultimately is what I'd like, to be able to live between here and there for sure. But we'll see. Here's hoping, guys. Maybe we'll win the lottery at some point.
Maybe it'll be closer than we think. We're trying to time ourselves because we've done this once before and it was an hour.
Oh yeah, this is our second take, by the way, of this introductory episode, and it was almost an hour, and we don't really want to talk you guys' ears off just yet. So actually what I did want to talk about is ideas for the podcast and what we want to talk about going forward.
We have ideas, but like, what do you want to hear?
Yeah, and if you guys, if even one person watches this and you feel like you have got an idea or something that you would like to hear us talk about or whatever, just tell us and we will do it. We're at your
Can posters podcast do call-ins, or is that a radio show?
No, that's a radio show. I mean,
why
we could ask
you?
someone to call our mobile and like talk to them on the phone. But with social media now, you don't really need to. I suppose you can just get them to like message.
That would be so funny though. I feel like.
What for? What though?
I don't know. Like a guest, if they're like, next episode between this time and this time on this date, call this number.
Yeah,
you need to be on the
podcast. But so my idea is that we take it in sections. Obviously, Ireland, the history of Ireland, modern day Irish culture, all of this stuff, they're huge topics, and you can't really cover them in a 30-minute episode. You just can't. So I feel like my idea was that we get one of those like Wheel of Fortune wheels, like a small one that you just spin like a spinning wheel. Yes.
Yeah.
And each section has.
It might have to be insert here so they can see it. I don't know if we're going to find an actual.
I can just order one. You can find them easily.
It just lives on my desk for the whole week.
Well, I'll keep it in mind. Whatever, like it's fine. But just one of those, or even a digital one that we just put.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And just insert. I'm
so sorry. I just burped into that microphone. I'm really sorry.
I wonder if they can hear your toes cracking.
Probably. Yeah, that's disgusting, isn't it? I know. Like even a digital one that just does it for us, but like basically a Wheel of Fortune wheel. Each section has a different topic of Irish history, and like I want to do like what is culture? The question is, what is culture? And obviously we will figure out what are the components of culture, what makes up a culture, and then we will have each of those top components. We spin the wheel, whatever it lands on, and then we spend however many episodes talking about that and, learning about it, talking about it, getting people's opinions on it, playing games, that just having fun around this one particular subject. And then when we've done all we want to do on that, we spin again and we go on to the next subject. We need to do an episode of
pronouncing Irish words, because you would do phenomenal and I would be horrendous.
I don't know if I would do that good. Do you know what
I think that would be a funny episode.
Yeah, I think it would be a funny episode. We're really not trying to butcher the language. We're ultimately just laughing at ourselves and how much of a shambles we are to the Irish language.
How embarrassing is that we can't decode the names. But we'll learn how to say them.
Exactly. So we'll attempt. We're learning as we go, guys,
And then we'll learn how to say them.
So I think the trick is learning the sounds of letters next to each other. So like Siobhan, the name, doesn't have a V in it. But the B and a H makes a V sound. Noise. Yeah. So I feel like the names are pretty easy to figure out once you've got those sounds down.
Yeah, but I think we should do that on the next episode.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a fun first one.
That would be a fun one. But yeah, so that is my plan, is we're going to have...
I have no say.
A random... Well, what... Do you have anything that you want to... Okay, good.
The name thing, I think we... Like, not just names, but like
places. Like lots of different things. And ultimately, the Irish language, I would love to learn one day. Like, I would love to learn it. I feel like it... How cool would it be? Like, it's not a very... Especially outside of Ireland, I wouldn't imagine that there are that many people that can understand it. So how cool would it be to be like...
I have another idea.
Just have a chat in Irish
Irish.
and nobody would be able to understand what
And
you're
it
saying.
sounds so lyrical and magical.
It's
and like,
amazing.
I mean, many languages do, but
Yeah,
Irish. I think
yeah.
I was just like, oh, I wonder if it's on Duolingo. I wonder if
It
like
is.
we give each other a month and see who can learn
Oh,
more.
that's such a good idea. See, the podcast ideas just keep coming, guys. That's a
That would
really
be
good
so
idea.
fun.
And I feel like people, anyone, if anyone listens or watches this, anyone listens to or watches this, I don't know.
They are.
There might only be one person, but
that's fine.
hi, dude. If you speak Irish, like it must be so cool for you to just
What a
walk, and
amazing
it's not,
skill.
Yeah, and it's not like a language like French or Spanish or one
But
that
I think
people are
being able
taught
to
in
learn
school.
any language.
But I mean, like, it must be so cool because the risk of someone being able to decode what you're saying is really minimal.
Yeah.
Obviously, what we would hope that the language grows so much that that's not the case. But right now, for like fluent speakers, if you're in the middle of London and you want to have a conversation, you want to say something like,
no,
like say something about someone, you can just say it in Irish and
something nice about somebody.
Yeah, boring. But like, no one's going to be like, what did you say? Whereas if you speak French or Spanish or whatever, there's a risk of somebody being like, I'm actually fluent. I can understand what you're saying.
Listen, I took Spanish for 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And I'm not fluent in it.
But you did it at school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's amazing listening to people who speak another language and just can switch.
Yeah,
like, it's so
crazy.
regardless of the language.
It is crazy. So my partner is British Ethiopian, and he speaks Amharic at home with his parents. And yeah, that's crazy to me. Like, me and him will be having a conversation, and he'll go, "Oh, my dad's ringing," and then he'll just
start
switch straight away to Amharic. I'm like, what?
Like, it's amazing.
Oh, I think it's sexy. I think it's really attractive in someone that can speak. It's
like
bilingual. It's so sexy. Like, they could be saying something really awful to me, and I'm just like, wow. So sad.
Right. Well, that's 2 challenges, which I think will be so fun.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what else. I feel like Irish songs. Oh, I feel like my taste in Irish music is top drawer. So I think I'm going to make
lived with her, I would agree.
I'm going to make a Plastic Paddies
playlist.
Yeah,
that's fun. Who are we going to see? Who did you text me about that we're going to see?
Oh, so we are going to watch the Mary Wallopers. So they are like they're like an Irish folk band,
right?
And they sing.
Just know that she sent me this ticket and then prefaced it with, "Don't worry, I'll send you a playlist also."
Okay, yeah. So she doesn't know who the Mary Wallopers are. I love them.
You love trad music, though.
I do, but I love this band. I booked a ticket, sent it to her. I was like, "We're going. Keep your diary free." But they're like a Irish folk band, and they do a lot of covers of like old Irish songs, but they're like very like cool and modern, and they're just like, I don't know, they're just like bringing Irish music into like, yeah, they're cool. They're really, really cool.
I'm excited. Maybe I'll find my Irish husband.
They're amazing singers.
Are they?
Yeah, their voices are really, really good. So yeah, I'm so excited to watch them. I can't wait. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because it's not until May.
And you know, this month, of the 30th of this month, we're going to watch that play at the London Irish Centre, that one-woman show. Do you remember?
I know I need to buy a ticket, but yeah. I'll do it. No.
Okay, so...
You were like, buy this ticket.
Okay,
and then but I'll do it today before you leave.
There's a woman... So we luckily live in London, and there's a lot of access to Irish culture in London. And there's a place in Camden called the London Irish Centre. And there's a woman...
Sorry, my stomach just grabbed.
You're going to hear it. There's a woman doing a one-woman show, and it's called Am I Irish Yet? And she is, I think, of Irish heritage. I think maybe both her parents are Irish, but she grew up in London, and I think she's just
do a
talking.
Review on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll do a review of it. But she's just talking about like struggling, like sort of having one foot in both like worlds, like coming from a culturally Irish household, but living in
multicultural London.
In London, yeah, and in England, and she's quite a bit older than us two, so I think she probably would have had a lot of anti-Irish sentiment when she was growing up as a kid. Like, she probably faced quite a lot of discrimination, and I think she also talks about how her family at home were kind of like, no, you're not Irish, you're English.
Yeah.
So I think she probably
I was about to say she probably got discrimination from the other side.
Yeah. So I think she probably got a bit of an identity crisis, which I'm sure you can certainly relate to.
It's me.
You'll learn all about Shauna's story. So yeah, I think she had a bit of an identity crisis, which I think will be. I'm excited to watch it. I think it's going to be good.
I will buy a ticket before you go today.
Okay, I'll remind you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just trying to do all the fun Irish activities.
Yeah,
now.
and just it feels like we. Wow, words are hard. Neither of us. Oh no, on our dad and mum side, neither of us have any grandparents left.
Oh yeah, so our grandparents aren't here either.
Yeah, and my mum and your dad are getting older, and so like I think it's. And we're getting older, so I think it's something we value a lot more. Like when we were little, we're like, oh, stop talking. And now,
it's like, I want to hear all about it.
Yeah, I want to know everything, and I want to ask all the questions. And because it won't be there forever, and it's not written down.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. I feel
like we went out the other night to party, and Kate just sat and chatted with my uncle.
Yeah.
She had a great time.
I had an amazing time. Like, I'm just at the age now where I want to be around family as much as I can and ask them all the questions. Like Shauna said, our grandparents aren't here anymore, so we don't have them to talk to. We don't have them to ask questions about what it was like growing up. You know, our grandmother grew up in Ireland. Our family that are British on our British family are all from up north. It's so hard. It's so long to explain, but they're all from up north. Our granddad lived in Wigan. If anybody from the UK is watching, you know Wigan is in the northwest. And his grandmother was Irish.
I was going to say a really sad comment. Somebody the other day was like, "Oh, if you live, like Manchester is considered the Midlands."
No, that's not true.
Yeah, they were like,
"Who said that?"
I don't know. It was on TikTok. It was like Milton Keynes, which is
just outside of London.
From Milton Keynes to Manchester is the Midlands.
No.
I would disagree heavily.
Yeah, I would disagree.
Everybody was disagreeing in the comments.
I would say that is a big.
And then somebody from Newcastle chimed in being like, "Listen, everybody's south of us."
Yeah. That's there is a big. I've seen it loads on TikTok. People being like, "What is the two lines?"
Birmingham,
in
no?
the UK. Well, yeah, Birmingham is the Midlands
start
of the Midlands. Yeah, but then. Where does it? I don't know where it stops. Like Stoke. Stoke.
Is that
maybe?
Stoke-on-Trent?
Yeah, which isn't like to drive from like Leyland or Chorley is probably not an hour, maybe less than. I don't know. But anyway, they're all from the northwest, and our granddad's.
Well,
grandma,
Chester's not far from us.
Yeah,
I feel like Chester's this is gonna be controversial.
In the north?
No.
In the Midlands?
Yeah.
Oh, Chester's just below Liverpool.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And by Wales, right?
Yeah. It's by Wales. Right next to it, actually. Yeah, that would... I don't know. That's a big debate. Yeah. Our granddad is from the northwest, and his grandmother was Irish from, I think, County Tyrone. I've done a huge family tree, so I have all of this information stored somewhere in the back of my mind.
Which is great. She's done all the work and all the pictures and everything.
But yeah, unfortunately, they're both not here anymore, so we don't have them to ask questions to.
I was really little when they died, and then we were living in Canada. And we were just not interested because we were little.
Yeah, I just didn't care to ask questions, and I listen, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I can't do anything about it now.
But now we're doing something about it.
Exactly. There we go. This is like us kind of reconnecting, and ultimately, all I care about throughout this process is thinking of them and thinking that they would be really proud of us for doing that, for connecting back to
when we have kids, for it not to be
lost and gone and dead. You know, like exactly. That's like something that's really important to us. And like I've said, for me, Irishness and Irish culture has always just been in the background of my life. I grew up with a lot of Irish culture through my brother's dad. My best friend growing up was Irish. One of my closest friends from childhood that I still speak to now is Irish. Like I worked in an Irish pub for a very long time. You know, it has just always been something that's been in my life, and anybody that I've been around that knows I have Irish heritage has always made me feel welcome. Like, yeah, you're part of, like you're one of us. Like, as I've always been made to feel welcome in that space. So for me, I've never known any different. I haven't ever. Yeah, I've always considered myself British and Irish, and that's.
Yeah, and I think my reason is completely opposite.
What do you mean?
Well, I've never had such a strong tie to Ireland.
What you mean. Yeah.
And I don't have a strong identity. Yes, I have a very strong Canadian accent,
Mm-hmm.
but, you know, I've lived in Australia, I've lived in England, I've lived in Canada, I'm back in England, in London, I'm moving out of London. Like, I don't have a particularly strong,
Mm-hmm.
like, I wouldn't say I'm British, but I wouldn't say I'm Australian, even though I was born there.
Oh, yeah, she was born in Australia. I always forget that.
Yeah, I was born there. Then we moved back to England for a little bit, for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody I'm related to lives in England.
Mm-hmm.
Then we moved to Canada, and I'd probably say I'm Canadian, but even then I'm like, nah, actually Canadian.
Yeah.
So I think my interest in this is like
to find your roots.
Ground me. Like,
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the saying, you don't know where you go, you can't know where you're going
if you don't know where you come from.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's really true. And yeah, I just know that Grandma would be so proud of us doing our thing. Her. Yeah, I do. I miss her so much, actually. And I have my mum's mum. She's still here. I'm in my early 30s now, and I'm very lucky to still. I only have one grandparent, but I'm very lucky to have her.
Kicking it.
She's still going, girl.
She's such an icon.
She is. She's iconic. I love her so much. But and I get to see her, and I ask her all the questions now. Like I want to know everything about her life and what it was like for her growing up. So because I have her, I'm also so aware that I don't have my dad's mum to ask those same questions to.
Is she not Irish?
No, she's not.
She's quite an Irish name.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it is common, but again, I think it's a saint's name.
That's why then. Yeah.
Yeah. But it is very common in my grandmother's name is very common in Ireland.
Yeah, we're not saying their names.
Yeah, we're going to try not to say their names.
Yeah.
We might get them on one day. You might meet some of our family.
We definitely
ply them with a few beers, and we might get on.
So we call each other Squish and Squishy. Don't know why.
Yeah.
Said it once and it stuck.
Yeah. So if you hear that on the podcast,
talking to each other.
Yeah, that's why.
And our other cousin, who we probably talk about a lot, is Brian. Her name's not actually Brian.
Yeah.
But again,
so we don't say her name. We'll just you'll hear us saying Brian.
Yeah.
And is Brian bothered about her Irish heritage? Does she really want to explore it, or have you not spoken to her?
She is the most laid back person in the world.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell, but I haven't asked her. She might be.
Yeah.
She was. So we are getting our Irish citizenship through the Ancestry Avenue, and she's doing that.
She is.
Yeah, her and her siblings. So yeah, I think she is. I just haven't really asked her, and she evens me out because she is the most laid back person.
She is extremely laid back.
If she was any more laid back, she'd be a floorboard.
She'd be horizontal. Yeah, she would. She's extremely laid back, and this one is not extremely laid back. So
no, I am.
They are like the yin to
yang.
She's
my yin to my yang.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she is, but not overly.
Yeah, your mum has hers now, right?
Yeah.
I think my dad said he was going to apply for his.
I think my mum filled out the paperwork for him when they were up that weekend.
Oh, okay. Brian's dad has also got his, hasn't he?
Yeah, but my mum filled out the paperwork for the whole linchpin. Is my mum.
Yeah. Do you know what? I do think it would be good to get her on here one day though, and just ask her about her time there, what it was like living in Ireland, because wait, whose names are we saying?
We can say
your name.
Yeah.
Shauna's mum's.
And obviously I have an Irish name. Like Ireland and her grandparents, her Irish grandparents were very important to her.
Yeah, that's true. So obviously Shauna has an Irish name. Caitlin is also an Irish name. We have 2 other cousins with Irish names. The boys?
Yep, the boys. And I guess Brian.
No.
After our Irish grandma.
Yeah, but the name is
not.
English
No,
name.
yeah.
Yeah, and all of our uncles and your mum are all named after saints. It's just like a very Irish Catholic thing to do.
However, if our great granny had made it from Ireland in time, my mum's name would have been Marina.
Marina.
Yeah.
Why Marina?
I don't know. But she didn't make it in time, thankfully.
Oh, I have to tell you, if we're talking about names, I have the worst story. I'm very sorry to anyone who actually has this name. If I'm sure it suits you now, you're an adult, but for me, I'm so glad that my mum didn't allow my dad to call me this name. He wanted me to have an Irish name. He knew that he wanted my name to be Irish. He wanted to call me Morag.
Oh, I remember this.
You're taking the piss out of me. Morag. My mum
Listen, it's a beautiful Irish name. However, you grew up in East London.
And
it wouldn't have gone down well.
You
grew up in East London and Chorley.
Yeah, my dad said, this is so typical of my dad. My mum was like, I'm not calling her Morag. He was like, my mum was like, she'll get made fun of. And he was like, yeah, it will toughen her up. She'll have to fight. She'll learn how to fight. She'll be tough.
You did anyways, without that
name.
Yeah. All of my names were Irish. Keely, Kelsey, Siobhan, or Shauna, or Shannon.
I love the name Shannon.
Any of the...
I can't say. That name is related to my brother somehow, but I
can't
say
how.
But
those were the choices. I was Irish through and through. And if I was going to be a girl or a boy, it was Sean.
It was going to be Sean.
Yeah.
Sean, that's so funny.
Sion, like S-E-A-N.
I don't like the name Sean, but I like the name Shauna. I don't know why, but then sound just makes it pretty to me. Shauna.
But out of those names, Keely, Kelsey, Shauna, Siobhan, Shannon, I think I suit Shauna the most.
But I could see you as a Shannon, though.
Really?
Yeah, I could see you as a Shannon. But I do like the name Shauna. And that's your name now. It suits you so much.
Made it this far.
But I always think about Irish names because some of them are so beautiful. I think a girl's name that I love, an Irish name, is Fia. Oh,
I love cute. Aoife, Aoife.
I like Aoife.
And Niamh, Niamh.
I like the name Niamh as well. So I also have cousins that are Irish on my mum's side because one of my cousins married an Irish woman.
Oh yeah. What?
And they live in Wicklow. I should actually go and see them. I have not seen them for so long. But one of the names you just mentioned is one of my little cousins' names.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. And I often wonder if I will slip an Irish name into my kid's name somewhere. I don't think it will be first names because we've agreed on Bible names.
Yeah. But I think the names you've agreed on would suit lots of Irish names.
Yeah, like paired, like a middle name. Yeah, so my kids will probably have Irish middle names, I would imagine.
Yeah, but I think what you do with first names is like
cute,
perfect.
Right? Yeah. What about you? Do you think you'll give your kids Irish names at all?
Well, there's an Irishman out there who wants to marry me.
Oh yeah, so Shauna, we want Shauna to marry an Irishman, like a big brute of an Irishman.
Like if you play rugby.
Yeah, if you play rugby or Gaelic or you're a hurler, any of them things.
Yeah, you work in an Irish pub, great.
You've got to be like contact sport. You've got to be like a big brute of a man with
or
a thick Irish accent or a farmer. Beard or no beard? Or
control the beard.
Okay, so
control the beard.
So like a bit.
Like I'm not talking Gandalf.
Yeah.
I mean, each their own. I'm sure you look great.
A good controlled beard. Then hit us up because Shauna's your gal.
Yeah.
I feel like another little bit that we should do on the show is your dating life.
No.
Like a little
segment.
Oh, and another idea that we also had. This was your idea.
Was it?
Therapy Thursdays.
Oh yeah.
So
I was gonna say we should do a speed dating round. This would take a lot of
we
prep.
We should do it.
But you should find like 5 Irishmen.
100%.
Bring on the podcast. I think that'd be so funny.
That would be so
However, I would love to name my kids Irish names.
Have you got any in mind?
Niamh and Aoife.
For girls, what about boys?
Well, I don't. My dad has passed away, but I don't like his name's Patrick Anthony Michael, which I feel like is very Irish.
Yeah. I like the name Patrick. Little baby Paddy. That's so cute.
I could be talked into it. I think
that's so cute.
Yeah.
And
Paddy James.
Oh, Patrick James.
I would. I don't think. Yeah.
And I think in Irish you would pronounce it like Podrick or Porrick.
Yeah. Which I think I like more.
Lovely. Podrick.
I just think. Yeah, I don't know.
I really like the name Patrick. I think it's lovely.
I could be talked into it. I'm not against it, but I'm not in love with it.
Little baby Paddy. That's so cute.
Ronan
Ronan is.
I think Rowan is an Irish name
also
too.
Irish? I like Finn.
Yeah,
Finn
Finn.
is a lovely
My
name.
friend is like set on the baby name Finn, so I couldn't do it.
Why? Oh, well, do you know what? People are funny about names.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So I'm not gonna mention names, but in my family, someone named their child a name, and then someone very close to them named their child that same name, their middle name. They don't speak to each other anymore.
On your mom's side?
Yeah, I'll tell you after.
Oh,
but
right.
how? Yeah, they don't speak to each other
Dang.
anymore over this name. Like, they haven't spoken for a long time. I'm like, my word.
Listen, though, some people don't even share their baby names.
Yeah, they're very funny about it, aren't they?
But it would be like those baby names you told me. I mean, we're not saying them because we don't want you to
Yeah,
steal them.
you're not stealing right. No, but they're very common, the names that I've chosen.
But they have so much meaning.
I suppose.
But
yeah.
they do, though. Like, you really thought about it.
Yeah, the reason is because my partner, obviously, like I said, his parents are Ethiopian.
And his name gets pronounced wrong a lot.
Yeah, it does. His name is a Bible name, and it gets pronounced wrong. It's not even hard to pronounce, but it's...
Do I say it wrong?
No.
Okay. I was
you say it the way that it's supposed to be, but people often say it with a J, which in some countries it is pronounced like that.
Yeah,
so
the letter is pronounced as a J.
But Ethiopia is a majority Christian country, and they're quite heavily religious, and obviously my kids are going to be multicultural. Like, they're going to be biracial, they're going to be multicultural, and we just want them to have as much connection to those cultures as possible, and we want them to have names that are going to be easy for both cultures to pronounce, to know, to understand, to know. Like, so we picked Bible names because...
But they're very cute.
Yeah, they're lovely.
Really
they're
like
nice
the
Bible
lovely
names. I really
yeah.
like them.
But yeah,
so yeah,
that was enough of our waffling on today.
Yeah, I think we should... What time are we on now?
Let's see.
Have we managed to bore you guys for...
40 minutes.
Oh, 40 minutes. Okay, we are going to wrap it up. This was fun.
It was fun.
Well, thank you so much. If you've watched this, thank you.
There are people that watch
Okay. She's well into like manifesting and all that stuff, and like saying positive affirmations.
Yeah. You can will lots of things. You got to be grateful for what the universe gives you. You can hear my lovely housemates giggling in the hallway. Welcome to shared living in London.
Yeah.
I do love them though. They're phenomenal. Yeah. You gotta be grateful. Welcome in the will in the good.
Okay, so everyone who's watching this, I'm going to change the language.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much, and stay tuned.
Hot Irishmen out there.
Oh yeah, hit Shauna up. Next time you'll see us with a spinny wheel picking our topics. So stay tuned.
It kind of would be funny to have a real spinny wheel.
I think
we're gonna have to sit that way though. Not on my bed. My bed is asleep.
Okay, we might look different next time we see us. Bye.
Bye.